Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up to the live stream. This is the very first Grateful Givers live stream that we're doing here on the channel. I know I've been talking about doing this for some time now, and that time is now. This is happening. So let's talk about first what is Grateful Givers. This is probably going to be a really short live just for the first one, but nevertheless, let's talk about what Grateful Givers is. Hey, JM, thanks so much for showing up. Yes, give a thumbs up. Thank you. And so, Grateful Givers, the reason I came up with this idea is for us to highlight people that give, right? Because it came to me when I saw so many videos of people who were filming filming themselves giving to someone, right? They would film themselves giving money to someone or giving food to someone. And I would always see in the comments, why are you filming this? Why are you, showing yourself giving food? Just give the food, or just give the money. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Hey, JM, Christina, Minion, Jess, Frugal Mama, thank you guys so much for coming through. This is our very first Grateful Givers live stream. Super excited to be here with you guys today to highlight this really, really important initiative. Okay. So I was just explaining where it came from. It's coming from a place that says we need to highlight giving. We need to highlight the good in the world because there is so much good in the world, but as I was mentioning, when you see videos or you see it on social media, people giving food, money, whatever it is, there's always someone saying you shouldn't be highlighting that, you shouldn't be showing that, you should just give it out of the goodness of your heart type stuff. And it's like, well, what you think about, you bring about. What you see on social media usually gets into your heart, right? And what are we seeing? We see a lot of deception, um, poverty. We see a lot of fighting, arguing, things that we don't want in our hearts and in our minds, right? And so it came to me that we need something to highlight people who give. And maybe it's like, okay, you shouldn't show the face of the person, or you shouldn't give their full government name or whatever, but there should be something or somewhere highlighting people who give, right? So in this particular installment, what we're going to talk about briefly today, it's not going to be a long live stream, you guys, but what we're going to talk about is I'm just going to show you and give you some information on people who are in need right now. And these are not uh, well-known charities. These are people who are friends or family or etc. of people who frequent the channel. Okay, and so and one of them is my own. I just threw this person in here. The first one we're going to talk about because I just love this person so much, and I think that he deserves to be highlighted. So let's start with that one. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Maybe I should do this. I'm going to share my screen and highlight this first person, who a lot of you in the comments, you know him. So stay tuned for that. Let's do it. Okay, so the first person we're going to talk about on this live stream is Derek's journey. Okay, and the reason why I want to highlight Derek's journey is because he's just a dope person. Like, he really is a real cool person. He puts on these amazing steps challenges and all kinds of different challenges and stuff on his channel. As you can see, it's more so a weight loss channel. showing his personal journey. And Derek is a person who has absolutely overcame a lot of stuff. If you follow him, you know that he's overcome some hardships, like with losing loved ones and stuff like that, that really sent him into a depression. And then he ended up starting his channel because he was needing and wanting to lose weight after the depression had drove him to overeat and things like that. So the reason why we're highlighting this channel today is because, as you know, I'm one of the team captains for his Steps Challenge that's coming up starting January. If you're not a part of it, y'all want to be a part of it, okay? That's the one thing. But the reason why we're highlighting his channel is because he has been doing these Step Challenges, and when he first started doing them, he used to, out of his own pocket, create awards and give medals away and stuff like that. And I just know that he would love to do that again if finances would permit. So I'm just wanting to highlight him real quick and say, if you want to go over to his channel and donate through super chats or super thanks. I'm not sure if he has any type of Cash App and stuff. I really didn't look that far into it before I jumped on here, and I just, at the last minute, I thought about him, and I wanted to highlight his channel for everything that he's doing. And so that's the first one. That's the first person that I want to highlight is Derek's journey. And not because he's super in need, right? But because, in a sense, he is, because he wants to be a grateful giver. He wants to do more for the community. He really is a giving person like that. And so that's why I wanted to just highlight him real quick and suggest that you guys go on over to his channel and donate, a few bucks or whatever you could. Now the point of this Grateful Givers is to highlight the people that give. So if you do donate to any of the causes that we're going to go over today, please email me or let me know some sort of way. Instagram, you can send me a message on Instagram. My email is scrolling across. The point of this is really to highlight the givers, because I want more people to see that they should be givers as well. So, Rel, thank you so much for coming through. Charlene, thank you so much for being in the background. You are so dope. I appreciate you so much. And Tiffany, thank you so much for showing up to the live. I appreciate you, everyone, being here. Or, subscribe to his channel. It's really fun over there, and it's just fun to be a part of what he has going on. Okay, so that's the first one. Now, the second, it's a little bit more serious, and so I'm glad there's a few more people in here. This second one we're going to talk about is coming from Angie Styles, and she actually has a channel as well. Let me remove that. She actually has a channel as well, so we're just going to highlight her channel real quick. And let's see. Stop it. Just going to highlight her channel real quick. Now, Miss Angie Styles, she actually has an amazing channel about lifestyle, fashion, food, entertainment. She does a little bit of everything, but she emailed me about a good friend of hers, and I really want you guys to, yes, JM, thank you so much for sharing that. That's deep, and that's really the point of what we're doing here. Giving and receiving is really the same energy, and that's partially where this all came from, is because when you give, you are essentially putting yourself in a situation that says, hey, God, source, universe, whatever you believe in, you don't get wet by the word water, so whatever you call it, you're essentially saying, I have an abundance, right? Even if you technically literally don't, you're saying, I have an abundance. I love to love other people, and I want to go ahead and and give, right? And put myself in that energy. You're not doing it to receive something, but it is essentially a way that if you want to change your reality, one good way to start and do that is to give. So thank you so much, JM. So Miss Angie Styles, she emailed me the same day that I first posted about Grateful Givers. And it's about a good friend of hers. And I'm going to read most of the email. She says, I definitely have someone who I would love to acknowledge who is in dire need of charity. Her name is LaTanya. I won't say her last name. And she's a dear friend of mine. I've only known her for a few years, but it feels like a lifetime. She is the kindest, most caring, and thoughtful person I've ever met. She is a single mom of a daughter who has a learning disability. She was working in the cafe of a community college for several years and ended up injuring her foot and needing major surgery. She lost her job with the college along with her benefits and has been struggling ever since. She applied for disability because she's unable to walk due to the surgery on her foot and has been waiting months without an answer from them. She's run out of funds and has no money for rent, food, or bills. I have reached out to help her and she reluctantly accepts the offer, but I wish I could do more. When I was going through, she was there for me, so I would love to acknowledge her in a special way because she is truly an angel and she deserves the help, right? So I just reading this, I was just like, I'm so I'm so touched by that, and I'm touched that Angie herself has been a grateful giver to this woman. She's helped her and has taken it upon herself to say, I love you enough to give you some of my hard-earned money, right? So I'm so touched by that, and I want to share the um, the Cash App that she provided in case anyone, it doesn't matter the amount that you give. It does not matter the amount that you give, okay? But if you are touched by this story in the least bit and you feel led to donate whatever you felt you wanted to donate, please go ahead and send it to this Cash App that I'm about to put in the chat right now. One Busy Mama, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you coming through. Slim, what's good? Edward Smart, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you guys. We are doing the Grateful Givers live stream. This is an initiative to highlight people who give out of the kindness of their heart. And it came from a place of just being kind of frustrated. I would get irritated when I would see people giving online or, different videos and stuff. And I would see people in the chat saying, why are you showing that? It's like, gosh, guys, we need to be showing things that are positive. We need to be showing that there is good in this world. You're not trying to highlight, like, oh, you're not being arrogant by saying, I'm giving to this person or I'm donating. You're just showing that there are people who are good on this planet. It really, really is important that we keep positivity alive in that way. And so that's why I came up with Grateful Givers. Okay. So I am going to, let me just double check that I put the right Cash App here in the chat. This is for LaTanya. She's a good friend of ours, Miss Angie Styles. And so, oh, I can't type. I'm sorry. Hold on. She is a good friend of hers. And I just finished reading the email that Angie sent me. This lady really absolutely needs help. And it's kind of why I did the live stream on today before the first, because she has run out of funds and her rent and bills need to be paid. Okay. And so if you guys, obviously this is a friend of a friend. So this person, Angie, actually knows this woman. This is not a stranger. This is not, someone who, you know, so please, if you find it in your heart, if you have a few bucks in your Cash App, here is her Cash App, and that is for LaTanya I almost said her last name. I guess you'll see it when you'll see it anyway if you donate through Cash App because I think it shows her full name. But again, this is, and I'm so blessed by the fact that people actually did email me and say, hey, I do have people who are in need right now. Okay. And so I'm so grateful that you guys are taking part in this and coming to the live. It's a really big deal that we do this kind of stuff and that we show that we are good people. Not only that, but we're willing to highlight other people that are good people. Okay. So moving on, that was the second one. I'm going to leave her Cash App up for a little bit so that anybody who feels led to donate anything, please go ahead and hit up that Cash App. And then also, if you are willing to, a lot of people don't like the limelight, and that's why we're taking the route we're taking, right? We're talking about the charities and the people that are in need versus the people who are giving, because I didn't have anybody email me and say, hey, I gave to this, and that, or hey, I did this, and that. Um, but I really want to highlight the people who give. So if you do end up giving to any of the charities or the people that we're actually talking about today, please email me and let me know because I want to highlight you in the next Grateful Givers live stream. Okay. That is really the point of this live stream, is to highlight people who give. All right. So we're moving on to the next um, topic of conversation, I should say. Not sure. But we are going to move on. Share this tab instead. Oh, okay. Easy. So we're going to move on. We're going to highlight a good friend of mine who was in the chat. I'm going to highlight his channel because, sorry, y'all. Because he did email me and share with me that, hey, Arsh, thanks for coming, and share with me that he has a situation he wants to highlight as well. If you guys would just bear with me just one moment. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Um, so the next Grateful Givers highlight, we got to think of something to call it because I'm struggling to come up with my words. But this is from a good friend of ours, Slim Jim Longfoot. He's in the chat right now, and his situation or his family, I'm so enamored with his family, right? Because they have gone through something unheard of. I mean, it's heard of, but I'm just saying, like, you think it's like in the movies and type of stuff. And so I want to share a little bit about that first because his um his his niece, okay, his niece was actually shot with a gun in the head, February 2nd of 2022. And it's still like unbelievable that this type of stuff really happens. Like it's so crazy that the person that who was once so loved by her shot her in her head. And we're so grateful that she is still alive and thriving and healing and just she's she's amazing. Hey, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, babe. So it's so crazy. It's so crazy. But so that is the point of what Slim Jim wants us to highlight today is that his niece was shot. She was in between homes at the moment. She was about to move into a new place and started just a new path on her in her life, and she was shot in the head by someone who at one point claimed to love her, or probably still to that day thought he loved her, right? um, and he in turn took his own life. So her, of course, she's been in the hospital. She was in the hospital for months, and this shook up the whole family. It literally shook up the whole family, and to see this family thrive through this has been tremendous. It really has been um, not only pay attention to the story, to everything that happened and the people that Slim Jim wants to highlight, but Slim Jim himself, that's why we're highlighting the channel and just showing his channel as well. So go on over there and connect, and so you can stay updated as to what's going on. Deez, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you, fam. So because of the fact that his sister was shot in the head, um, that really turned the family upside down. His, you know, big sis, I call her big sis. She's the big sis of YouTube. His big sister, ended up having to care for, not only go to the hospital, make sure her daughter was okay. Her name is Paris, by the way, with two R's. But she not only had to do that, but they all worked as a family to take care of the kids and make sure that everyone had a place to stay. And it's just been a crazy situation overall. And I hope I'm summing it up right. Slim, if you want to come up, you're in the chat. So if you want to come up and talk about it yourself, you're more than welcome to do that. Just let me know. So he's definitely wanting to go through. I'm going to read the email. I'm going to read most of the email. Right. No, I know. I was just saying that your sister had to go through and not only make sure that Paris was okay and everything that that entails, but also take care of the kids, and you guys all work together to promote healing within the family, because when kids are involved too, it's more than a notion to say, okay, she's been shot, she's okay, she's healing, but the kids were there and essentially witnessed all this go down. So just a crazy situation overall. So I want to go ahead and just share the email that Slim sent. So he says, I want to nominate two people who have did so much throughout the year of 2022 and could really use some help. And he says there's only so much that he can do as well. Okay, so since you're going to come up, let's just do that. Let me get you the link real quick. Okay. But while Slim's coming up, I do want to share with you guys that I said we were going to do 2 lives on the channel today, because we are still going through and dissecting this book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. We're on chapter 3, but I'm just not done with I'm not, 2 reasons really. I'm not done with the outline for chapter 3. And I also have to work today. I picked up a shift today. So no days off for your girl until about the 5th, I think, is when I'll get a day off. So we're just going to do this Grateful Givers live stream, and we'll reschedule the chapter 3 overview. Okay, so let's bring Slim up. Let's stop sharing first and just bring Slim up. Hey.
Yo, what it do?
What up, Slim?
Yo, first and foremost, Journey gang. Shout out to everybody in the building. shout outs first and foremost always to you, most lovely life. You know what I'm saying? I am just blessed to have been a part of your magical journey up to this point. You know what I'm saying? From what, dang, has it been what, almost 3 years now? Three,
Yeah,
almost
over
3 years.
two,
You know what I'm saying? You know
something
what
like
I'm
that.
saying? We've been rolling. We've been rolling for over 2 years, and it feels like it's been a lifetime. You are so awesome. You are so lovely. You are so magical. I
Thank
appreciate you and
you.
all that you do. And shout outs to you doing this right here, this grateful givers thing right here. You know what I'm saying? Life is a giver. She is a nurturer. She is all of that. So y'all, hey, give some shout outs and kudos to her first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Keep on being blessed. Keep on having the blessings and love bestowed upon you as we go into this new year of 2023. You know, we're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna be free
Right.
23, baby. That's how we gonna do. Um,
Yeah.
to of course to give y'all a little sense about the situation for those that don't know me. What's going on is Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT King of America. Back on February the 2nd of this year, early morning, February the 2nd, my niece Paris, my only niece, blood niece by my sister, and her late husband, she was shot in the head by the father of her children, and right after that, he took his own life. And so, in these past 10 months and 27 days since that incident, my niece, she has been thriving. At one point, they thought she was going to be brain dead and, of course, might not make it. I rebuked that before the month was over, before February was over. She was awake and calling for her mama. And from that point, she spent from March the 24th up until late September in a rehab center, getting better, getting, everything that was going on with her, because she was in a feeding tube and had the what you call the thing, the thing in her throat. She had all of that going on with her. All of that is gone. She is completely, on her own as far as all of her motor. Still in a wheelchair right now, and they said that she was not going to be able to see again. Now she's seeing shapes, which is miraculous in itself because they did not think that that was going to happen. Another thing they didn't think was going to happen, and so as I'm going to give this timeline right here on her daughter Dallas on her daughter's 7th birthday, which is May the 17th this coming year, May 17th next year, May 17th, 2023. I predict this that my niece will be back here, seeing you and me, your mama and your cousin too, yet again. That's what I'm predicting. That's what I'm prophesizing because she is doing nothing but going up, and that's what it is. That's what we want to see. I mean, because it's a crazy thing, if you think about how it feels when you get a paper cut, how insignificant a paper cut is, but it daggone throws you all the way off because you know it's there and you feel it. So you can only imagine. You don't want to imagine, but to imagine she was shot right here. She was shot right here, y'all.
Yeah.
For about 4 months, she didn't have that piece of skull in her head. She got that piece of skull put back in her head back in June. And so for about 4 months, you know what I'm saying, you could see what was gone, and now it's back, and she don't look like someone who, what I'm saying, was shot. You know what I'm saying? She don't, that goes to show that
God is
guys
good.
guys say, hey, you gonna go through this, but it ain't gonna be no reminders come 1 year, 2 years from now, other than the fact that you got rid of that dead weight. You feel me? Other than that, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking forward to. And so shout outs to my sister who has been a mama like no other throughout this whole situation because she was going to the rehab center every day because she needed to stay on top of them folks because on Google behalf, that place had a 1 star. So
Mm.
when it comes to how my sister had to make sure she was on top of it, she had to make sure she was on top of it. And shout outs to my dad who was not who had to you know um make room for the kids when they was here. I'm saying, shout outs to my niece and nephews, Dexter, Drew, and Dallas, who I'm saying, considering this situation, they was already good kids from Jump Street, but this situation did this was definitely a test of something of their childhood, and pees me off because you know they had to go through this with not having a mom for those periods of time, but also at the same time, you know, that coward who was their dad, you know what I'm saying, he did this to them and put them, put this, did this, made this a part of their history, something that didn't have,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it is a part of their history and they are pushing forth to a greater and brighter future. Shout out to my nephew, my oldest nephew, who just turned 15 the other day. He got the same birthday as me. So he just turned 15. You know what I'm saying? He is adamant about, making a success out of his life despite anything that that was in you know that guy tried to say, against him. He was belittling him that same night too before he did what he did. And so we wiping off all curses from cursed people. We ain't bringing that into no part of our future. Shout out to my
Right.
nephew, Drew, who that happened during his birthday month. So that affected him in the sense because it was like why his dad do that, and so that put him into a frame of mind of wanting to write more. He's been writing poems and raps since that period of time as well. And Dallas, her being a little one, she know her dad ain't here obviously, and she know her mom is you know getting better, and so she is being still got that brightness about her, and so she's still learning what she got to learn being a child, and doing her school thing because what she that was
Hmm.
garden that she's in the first grade now, so yeah.
Wow. Wow. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for coming up and sharing. And so you want to highlight not only Paris, the whole family really is affected by this. And, tell us more about the situation with your dad, because I know he was kind of displaced because of this. And then, the fact that he needs transportation right now.
Yeah, his transportation is the car is working, but it needs work. Like one day it'll act like it want to do something, the next day like, I think I want to shut down in the middle of the highway on. So definitely got to get find out what in particular is going on with the car so we can go ahead and get that done. Like I know one of the headlights is out, so you know I ain't gonna say no more about that, but don't want to drive at dark with one eye. You feel me? But other than that, like those are the situations regarding that. So gotta, and he's technically inclined, so if it's something he can do himself, he can definitely do it, most definitely. But, as you get a little older, it's only so many things that you can move around like that. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, he could put together a whole car by himself.
Mm,
But with that being said, definitely gotta find out the prognosis on that, and so get it back up in tip top shape to where it don't need to be you know falling apart like that. You dig? So and appreciate
right.
that. That is his cash app right there, $ Arthur 1254. His birthday was on the 13th this month as well, so Sagittarius. Shout out to the Sagittarius out there.
Yes, shout out to them. And the reason, another thing that not just the car, but just the whole family ended up displaced. The whole family ended up having to pitch in and not just emotionally, mentally, but financially. And so we really want to highlight Slim's dad for giving up part of his space, right? Because he end up moving out for a little bit so that Latanya and the kids could have a place to be. And so that, like I mentioned, like this family is the epitome of how a family should be. So just hearing that, if you guys would like to donate, please go ahead and help out the archer, the dude, with some funds to his cash app. We will be grateful, so grateful for you. And guys, again, if you end up donating to any of the causes we're talking about today, please feel free to email me, hit me up on Instagram or leave it in the comments, whatever you feel comfortable doing. But I definitely want to highlight you, even if you don't want your name said. If you want it to be anonymous, I do want to show people that there are good people in the world. Okay, so that's what we're here for, and that's why we're doing this and talking about this. So that is Slim's dad's Cash App. And then let's talk about Latanya, Big Sis. Let's just, I know you essentially you shared everything, but tell us a little bit more about her and why we're going to highlight her today as well.
With my sis, the big sis of YouTube, Latanya, first and foremost, this is something that, that she had to, handle by herself because, my niece, both my niece and her, former partner, both of them, had jobs and was, of course, doing what they, what parents are supposed to do for their kids, providing for their kids. And with this whole situation regarding what he did before he did what he did that night. He took her bag. He took her bag, which had all of her essential items in it, such as her my niece, such as her license, her social security card, all of these type of things. He took this and dipped off, then came back. But she didn't. He never laid a hand on her, so that's why she saw him as no type of threat. Because first and foremost, she could have physically beat him if that was the case. But the fact that he pulled the weapon out, while she was in the comfort of her bed and did what he did, that along with, I mean, basically trying to sabotage the whole situation, by taking her, personal belongings, her social security card, license, all that stuff out of the mix. So it was like, okay, he was really trying to, you know, up up in up in this family, what I'm saying, up in this family. And I believe, what I'm saying, if it wasn't for his gun jammer, because he would have shot my sister too. And I believe that he
Mhm.
taking out the kids as well. So he wasn't just trying to take out her, he wanted to take out the whole family. And so but God said nah. But with that being said, my sister who is disabled herself in consideration because she's got a little bit of a heart condition. She's been up and beyond above this whole situation, and throughout all of that, just been trying to make sure that she stay on her toes, keeping her calm amidst the whole storm, because this her only child. And her husband, my niece's dad, he passed back in 2016 on my sister's birthday, which is something that she was still overcoming. That.
Mhm.
And so my sister has been up and above beyond a mother and a grandmother to these three little children and her daughter. Making sure that she was good throughout that time she was at the rehab center, the time that she was here at my house, and now, thank God, up above and beyond in their new spot. They are in their own spot now, and she's still, doing what she got to do for her daughter there, and the kids over there. So anything that comes her way is a blessing. Like, she was gifted with a ticket the other day to go see her most favorite artist, my baby mama, Janet
Right,
Jackson.
right.
Yeah, this April coming up. So that she hasn't seen Janet Jackson in concert since the '80s. So it's been a little minute. So that right there in itself was a blessing to my sister, just knowing that that's something she got to look forward to in April, which is her husband's birthday month. Actually, his birthday was April 23rd, so that'll be 3 days after his birthday. Actually, so that's what's up. Um,
Yeah.
she you know she prayed for me, just in case nobody didn't know. She prayed for me. She asked my mom and dad. She wanted a little brother she could beat up on. So she
Oops.
so she
Oh man,
prayed
she
for
is she's so sweet. I love her so much. I mean, she is such a sweetheart, a genuine sweetheart. You guys, like, to know her is to love her for real. You guys have probably seen her floating around the channel. She gets here when she can. She's so busy. She has so much going on. especially with this situation, because I know she was a little bit more active on everybody, and she don't even have a channel, so there's no channel to highlight for her. She just is a huge supporter of YouTube. That's why she's a big sis of YouTube, you know. So, you know, if you guys feel led to donate to this family by any means, you know, it's so appreciative. It's so appreciated. And so, yeah, that's really all we had for this one, Slim. Thank you again so much for coming up and sharing your family story with us. So much gratitude for that, because it is, you know, it's a touchy subject. It's so personal and so involved, and so I'm grateful to you for sharing that with us and allowing us to be part of your journey. You know, part of the family's history in a sense. You know, as well. So,
I appreciate
um,
I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You already know we 10 toes down. So yo,
yeah,
you are amazing, and I appreciate you for all that you're doing. I appreciate everybody who is here right now. All y'all Journey Game members watching this live or watching this on the replay. You know what I'm saying? As I say, laid back, way back in the playback, Maybach. You know, so
yeah,
most definitely. You know, we out here. You know what I'm saying? As while we're sharing this life, at this same time, and we gotta, what I'm saying, bring out that other four-letter L word. We gotta bring the love back, what I'm saying, and that's what we are here,
absolutely,
in the love back. And
absolutely.
spirit, like, if you can't give on any monetary basis, like, if you haven't shared her broadcast, if you haven't shared her live, just share her live. Share it to somebody who you may know, who, like, hey, go check this out. Either to a person or a corporation, entity, anything like that. Because yo, we got the goal next year is to get live to that 5K a month on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's what we shooting for,
Hey, right?
5K a month. And when she get to that 5K a month, oh, y'all think there's some giving going on now? Just watch, cause she already,
They know. They know. Everybody
they
in
know
here
it.
knows.
They
They
know
know what's up. This is happening. It's just a matter of time,
it.
essentially.
No
That's
doubt.
why, you know, it's already done. It's just a
It's
matter of
already
time
done.
before we start giving
Already,
away that cash.
already
Pow,
done. We
pow.
already
Thanks for
think
coming.
we
Yes,
thank about
absolutely.
the blessings. We already thanking God for the blessings bestowed upon us. It's already here. It's already
Yes,
here.
yes,
No,
indeed. So thank you so much for coming up, Slim.
no doubt.
Talk to
Like,
you
love you
soon.
always, girl. Hey, holla at you.
Bye.
Peace.
All right. So that was awesome, guys. Thank you so much for everybody who came through. Pow Pow, I hope you heard me say hello. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you so much. If you missed the beginning, if you're in here now but you missed the beginning, please go back and watch the beginning. What we're doing is we are highlighting people in need, and we are also getting to where we are highlighting the people who give to the people in need. Okay, so that's really the point of Grateful Givers. This is going to be something that we do at least monthly, unless we just start getting an overwhelming amount of emails coming in. Then we'll up the ante. You know, we'll probably be doing it a little bit more often. All right, but my email is down below. So please go ahead and email me if you know anyone who is a grateful giver, someone who is just giving from the bottom of their heart, whether they're asking to be highlighted or not. What we're doing and why we're doing it is to show that there is good people in this world, that there are people who give their time, their energy, their money, you know, all those things, clothing, whatever it is that is being given to someone or some situation, some charity that is in need, that needs to be highlighted. That needs to be celebrated. And so, oh, JM, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Cash App. I am so grateful for that right now. See, JM, grateful giver. We're highlighting you on the next one now. But thank you so much. I do appreciate you doing that so much. That does help the channel. It helps us to get to our goal because, like Slim mentioned, when this channel gets to $5,000 a month in revenue, I'm going to be giving away $500 a month to all of you guys. So everyone in here is going to eventually get $500 out of the money that I get from YouTube. And it is happening eventually. Like we said, it's just a matter of time. And so things like that, donating to the channel, it really is, it helps with that. It helps us get to those goals that we're reaching for. And so I'm so grateful. Again, my Cash App. I don't even have Cash App. I almost said my Cash App. My email is down below, you guys. So if you would like to email me with any story of either charities or people, family, etc., that are in need that you want us to highlight on the next installment of Grateful Givers, please email me with that below. And if you know yourself or anyone else that is a grateful giver, someone who is feeding the homeless or giving out of the kindness of their heart for whatever they're giving, clothing, food, time, like I mentioned, please email me with those stories as well, because that's what we're here to do. We're just trying to highlight grateful givers. Kind of stuttered with that, but anyway, I love you guys. I do have to get ready for work because your girl is just nonstop working, and I'm so grateful. It's not because I have to go to work, it's because I choose to go to work, and I'm excited to go to work every day. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited. I love both my jobs, and so I'm grateful for that. And please, in the regular comment section, if you have time, please leave me one thing that you are grateful for. Okay, one thing. I don't care what it is. Please leave me one thing that you are grateful for if you have time in the regular comment section of this live stream. All right. I love you all for no reason at all, and I'll see you next time. Happy New Year. Yes. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming. See you soon.